Previously on Survivor, devastation in the Ular camp was further compounded when Halang won the reward challenge. Ular, however, were then awarded immunity after James's mistake led to his tribe's disqualification. And on their visit to tribal council, Jane became the 5th person voted off the island.
It's early morning and both tribes are presently being reward challenged. They're going to be taken to the mud volcano. It's a long trek and it'll break their routine. We're then going to send them back to their beaches where they'll have to construct a distress signal. Both tribes have members who used to be in the military. This is a challenge they should relish.
The reason why we've woken them early is to disorientate them on the off chance they felt their lives on the island were becoming too comfortable or predictable.
Welcome to Ular Boot Camp. The food sucks, the sleep is non-existent, and the starts are early. It doesn't look like this in the brochure.
The survivors have been called to the mud volcano so both tribes can be told at the same time what the challenge will be. It should take each tribe around 40 minutes to reach their destination.
No doubt you're wondering why we've asked you to come to the mud volcano. For today's reward challenge, I want you to imagine that you don't want to spend another moment on this island, that you don't want to win £1 million, you're stranded, and you want to be rescued immediately. What I want you to do is return to your beaches and build the best distress signal you can with whatever materials you can find. Around midday, I'll be flying over the beaches with an aircrew experienced in such signals, and together we will decide whose signal is the most visible, the most effective. That tribe will then win the reward. Is that clear? You better head off now.
The challenge may not be a physical one, but the early morning call won't go down well with those who like a lion, so it could still be a testing experience.
When we were walking back from being told about the challenge initially, we were all trying to think of novel ideas to attract attention.
I'm thinking along the lines of probably more orthodox ground-to-air signals, but some of the other guys are thinking along the lines of more original ones.
We felt that because, you know, we wanted to be a bit more creative, and we were thinking about using the name of the island, which is Pulau Tiga. And we eventually, well, I thought, Pulau of Tiga.
You know, that's been my job for the last 7.5 years, is looking for things on the ground from the air. So at least I've got a pretty good idea of what will stand out and what won't stand out. Now, I would suggest something like get the raft covered with a white mosquito net and then put some of the life jackets on top of it, because it's contrast that is the big thing that attracts people's attention.
You could put the raft in the sea.
So what are you two guys doing?
I'll strip the shelter.
Whatever. You're going to strip the shelter?
What's that one?
We may strip both, possibly.
I got up this morning wrong side of bed. One, we had a late night. Two, we had obviously an early start. Three, I needed a number 2 as soon as I got up, and we hadn't got time to do that. So not a particularly great mood today. if I'm honest. Worst day I think I've had in terms of my mood. It just makes us a little bit more competitive when we get nasty, which is alright.
This challenge for me, such a nothing challenge. I mean, it's not a race, it's not a competition, it's not a diving competition, not a swimming competition. It's not really a mind competition, it's not really a word game like the other things, it's just make a symbol in the ground.
I'll be honest with you now, I've lost the plot, so I don't know what the next stage is. Yeah, okay, that's that. Then what we're going to do?
Let's just put, instead of pulau, pull us off Tiga. Oh, I don't know.
If in the last couple of weeks anybody had failed to notice that we were all carrying Adrian, I think it's all being brought home to us very quickly now. And I, for one, aren't prepared to carry him any longer.
Well, okay, well, let's think of something else quickly then, because it's just we keep on up on doing it 6 times. I've written it out twice. We've marked it out once and stuff. What are we going to do then?
I'm trying to think something around out now. With source of song, you know, this hell,
Help hang.
and,
That's
Hope.
good.
what?
Help ang.
It's not great.
Yeah, come on.
So
Let's.
what are we going to do? Pulau soft Tiga? I'm happy
Well,
to do whatever we do. just
I
as long
don't
as we
mind.
do it.
Let's just do something. It's either help ang, but then that doesn't really say
Doesn't say a lot.
come and get us. Or, well, let's do it then.
Pulau soft Tiga. Let's get this blank.
I'm rapidly developing the opinion that Charlotte will speak her mind and express her opinion regardless of whether or not she has anything valuable to say. It seems almost every challenge we've done, that has been the pattern, that Charlotte tries to take control whether she has any experience or not.
I can't carry these planks. I'm sick of it.
I think you win or lose.
True to form, Halang are their usual disorganised selves. But how creative will Ula be?
I think we need to be able to write something to say what the problem is. Because SOS could be, we're sick, we haven't got any food. But if you were just to say, it puts a bit more urgency to it.
Because it's specific words where if you don't want to spend another minute on the island, you want to leave the island. So we've got to make it clear we want to not only don't need help, we actually need to leave
Rescue.
the island.
Save 6 now.
Save 6 now.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing, unless, yeah.
Is that an O as well, Eve?
What?
The square.
No, this is save 6 now. The bamboo is too indiscriminate and too large. It just didn't show anything.
Still worth doing though.
Do it if you want, Richard. It doesn't show up though.
Yeah.
We tried it. It just doesn't show. And now it's started on other things.
Can't all, can it?
No.
I think if we drizzle water in the sand and turn the sand dark.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm just writing it now so we know where it is.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind's been ticking over.
No, no problem.
There's a big stingray in the net and a log twice the size of this. I'm going to go back to the spear. Are you alright doing this if I go and get the food?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Even in the middle of a reward challenge, Ula are organised enough to delegate survival responsibilities. on Halang Beach as the temperature rises, some tribe members are beginning to suffer.
Feel dizzy. Expect to climb here all over the beach in a minute.
I was feeling a bit faint then, actually. Rushing around in the heat, not drinking enough or hadn't eaten anything.
Andy, come on, mate, let's just get 5 of you, and then we can all allocate our jobs.
There's 2 ambitious, really.
Yep.
It may be, I don't know, it may be that the message is too long.
It is long.
Yeah, I think it's
massively long.
Even if we'd made SOS or help, you could have made it look so much better and so much bigger.
You're absolutely right.
I think something like, if you want to use SOS, that's fine. The international symbol for distress is an X.
Do a massive X?
I think a massive X.
Well, let's do a massive X then.
I think it's probably being realistic.
Yeah, because I think
I mean, I'd love to do this,
it looks
but
great.
I almost fainted back there.
I know I was feeling really
dizzy, so,
sick.
yeah.
Let's do it then.
Good idea, bad execution.
As desperation begins to take hold, Halang are forced to hatch a new plan and rethink their distress signal with just 30 minutes remaining.
At any stage this morning, see Adrian with his hands off his hips. Can you make sure you catch it for me? But make sure you're quick, because it'll be a fleeting moment when it happens, all right?
Adrian's attitude is very poor, considering he's in a game where potentially you could win £1 million and you're working with a team of people. He just does not have that team spirit. Adrian is incredibly selfish. He's incredibly selfish. He admits it. He's lazy aid.
It's almost noon and both tribes should be putting the finishing touches to their distress signals as the plane approaches, carrying both the reward and the people who will decide who wins it.
We're now flying over the island and we're going to go and inspect the beaches to see the respective distress signals, and this is what it's all about, a box of items designed to make life a little bit more comfortable for the tribe that wins it. What we're going to do with the drop master Aziz, who's an expert in distress signals, knows 1 or 2 things about them, he's going to decide with me which signal is the best, which is the most clear, and then we're going to drop this box by parachute onto the beach of the winning tribe.
You walk the reflection up your arm,
Yeah.
up your finger, and then you get your eye right, because ideally it should have a hole in the mirror.
Yeah.
But we haven't. So just do that.
And then wiggle it a bit, because you're just going to see the flash.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Flashing around like that.
Aziz, we'll have a look at this one. That's not bad at all, is it? What do you think of that beach down there?
It looks good.
What are you looking for in a distress signal then?
Well, it's the best form of markings on the ground on the sand.
Did you get the raft ready?
I don't know, don't say anything yet. They could be just doing a flyby.
Do you think that's the best of the 2?
Yeah, that's the best of the 2.
So they're going to be the lucky boys today.
You bet us.
parachute has missed its marker buoy. That means Ular will have to raft out for a quarter of a mile to collect their reward. Halang will have seen the parachute drop over the other tribe's beach and realised that they have lost another challenge.
We shouldn't have even, we should have just sat on our raft all day and done nothing.
The whole thing's a farce. The whole thing gets getting about my nerves, quite frankly.
Just one of those things, isn't it?
Put in a lot of effort, did our best, and we didn't win, and that's it.
I just thought everyone put in a hell of a lot of effort. We were working all throughout the day in boiling hot sunshine. And when you lose after that, and you don't even get like any acknowledgement, like, oh, well done, you put in a lot of effort there, it's really disheartening.
It's disappointing. But maybe it'll make us meaner for tomorrow. I feel pretty mean.
For once, we've decided to break with routine and give something other than food as a reward for this particular challenge. It may not be a decision that sits well with a hungry Ular, especially after they've had to row out so far to collect it.
No! Toilet roll!
You are joking. What's in there?
3 hammocks.
3 hammocks.
We wanted food.
I'll try and hide my disappointment.
Here we go.
Sorry, I've just slipped into a parallel universe. Sorry. For a second, I thought I was playing Jingle Bells.
No, sorry, I don't get tracks.
It's got a very warped sense of tune.
I can't think of a single use here for an electric fan.
I am going to use this.
The Walkman is in severe danger of going into the bog. Which I suppose leaves the pillows, which probably I could smother myself with. And I think that about sums it up, actually.
Don't worry, Mary dear. We have no home. We're in this shelter. But at least you've got a fan.
Any room at the inn?
I think you really saw how men and women deal with disappointment. It was a real sort of, you know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men doing their, just ignore it, and women just like, let's just have a giggle to try and cheer ourselves up.
It must be a booby prize.
No, we won.
Wow.
Are we very ungrateful?
Sorry, but that's a heap of sh**. Yeah?
Yeah.
Ungrateful.
When 10 survivors remain, 2 tribes become 1. And Halang, who lost the last immunity challenge due to James's mistake, now need to win the next one if they're to enter the merger on equal terms.
Chicken was fantastic last night. It was by far the best chicken we've had.
It was a very attractive chicken.
It was
A very
my
calm
favourite.
chicken, a very tasty chicken.
You cuddled it before you killed it.
Yeah, Simon stroked his head before he pulled it off.
Standard Halang technique.
Today's a fairly important day, yes. In as much as nobody here can win £1 million today, but we can all certainly lose the chance of winning £1 million. And I suppose in the general scheme of things, there aren't many days in people's lives when that happens, so yeah, it's a big day.
Cheers. I'm feeling quite good actually. Excited really. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for the individual challenges. I've got a few concerns. Obviously, we don't win. But two, with regard to individuals, I'm slightly concerned about James's stamina.
But I hope to God I don't let the team down again, because I will never, ever survive another vote if I let them down again.
And I'm not actually worried about anyone. Not now. I think the 3 that I was ever worried about are all gone. I think today we'll be fine. As long as we don't make any mistakes, we've got it.
Welcome to Taggy Beach on a fairly crucial day, because this is the last immunity challenge before the tribes merge, and the next immunity challenge will be on an individual basis. Today's immunity challenge is about using maps to find things. You've got to nominate a swimmer and a rower. The swimmer goes out to those flags and on my signal swims to the buoy. Below the buoy is a bottle. You bring the bottle to the surface, you get on the raft, across the bridge and onto the rowing boat. You then row to the beach. On the beach you open the bottle. In the bottle are 2 maps. One will give you the location of a treasure chest buried somewhere on this beach. The other will give you the location of a key somewhere in the jungle. The best thing to do is to send one person off to get the key, following the spirit mast, while the others dig for the treasure chest. When you found the treasure chest, bring it to this platform. This one for Ula, this one for Halang. Quite simply, the first tribe to open their chest with the key wins immunity. Is that clear? Could you nominate 1 swimmer and 1 rower? Take your positions by the flags.
Drivers ready? Go! That's it, you're in the lead, Charlie!
Map for the key. Key. You are here. Please. You are here.
Go, Rick!
Loving tree, that's those 2. In there. Okay, you happy with that?
18, 19, 20.
Come on, come on.
Come on.
You haven't even found the bloody chest yet, you'll be glad now.
I haven't found the amulet. This is Ned.
Let's put Ned here.
There's your corner.
All right.
Okay, this way. Go this way.
I can get a hand down here.
This is the last show for some of us guys, come on.
Here it is, that's the side of it. We'll go this way a bit.
1, 2, 3. I can dig that out. Whoa! 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 Get the key! Go on, run it! Run it!
Looking through the lock.
This side! The side! Turn it round!
In the lock. In the lock. I've got one handle here.
Where's the amulet?
It's okay.
Yeah!
Even though this was an immunity challenge, we felt the treasure chests should be just that and contain something valuable, in this case precious beer and fruit. Although they've lost the immunity challenge, the remaining 5 members of Halang immediately have to begin another survival test before Tribal Council, deciding which alliances to break and which to make to ensure their individual personal survival on the island.
It was a disaster, but we put so much blooming effort into it.
You can't fault us on effort.
Oh, God.
We always put in so much effort. I felt so sick. I felt I was going to die. I had pain throughout my body.
Charlotte, when you were swimming, you were like a human torpedo. I've never seen anything like it.
You're like this. I tell you what, I must have ran the length of the beach 7 times before finding the entrance.
You're going to lose badly, you might as well lose really.
Oh, God.
I don't feel bad, I just feel like, well, it's sort of over now, really. I mean, we're just going to be just bit part players, sort of now. We're going to get to the next thing. It doesn't really matter what we do, we're gone, we're finished.
Right, let's all go for a swim.
Right.
And discuss and plot. Showing over ever.
So the fat lady sings
And the fat lady ain't singing. She's a long way off swimming. We're going into the sea to plot. We ain't losers here. Ever.
I would like to say that Halang are very, very good losers. But then we should be, because we get more practice at it than the rest.
I was walked down that beach this morning, going to that thing. I thought these premonitions really weird.
I agree with you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to win the million.
I think this is the right way to go. The thing is, my money's also on you to win the million.
Ah, thank you so much.
Charlotte, don't forget us when you're famous, will you?
Penny, I won't be winning the million, but I will be earning it.
We think you have got the best.
You have got it in you, Charlotte, definitely.
I don't think so. I really think...
One in 6 chance winning a million. 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah, for one of us, not for you, Jackie.
Look, you're the threat out of this lot when we got the other team off, mate.
Let's get this idol back where he belongs.
Doodly doodly.
Welcome home.
we just couldn't believe that we had won it. We just kept saying to each other, you know, this doesn't happen in life. Life is always that hard struggle of if only, or we could have, and you know, wouldn't it have been great if? And we just couldn't believe that it actually gone our way. And we beat Halang so convincingly.
We slaughtered them.
Just a bit.
Every Absolutely.
Stage of that race. Yeah.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers! Cheers! Here's to Ula. Don't spill it, boy! That's a nice beer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Honey beer's nice beer.
Yes.
I really like you lot. I really do a lot. I mean, we've developed a way of living now. We've developed a way in which our tribe functions, and obviously for outsiders to come in, I think there will be, it doesn't go there, it doesn't happen like that, we do this first, we do it like this. I mean, they don't even use a toilet, so obviously the six of us were quite appalled that they didn't use a toilet, so they're going to need toilet training to start with.
So 6 together, get rid of them, and then we'll sort it out between ourselves.
Then dog eat dog.
But what we need to make sure is that we all know which one we're voting off, so
That'd
we
be
don't
easy.
have...
We only need to give the nod, don't we?
What we do is as we get onto the boat,
Marksman.
we get the marker pen and put the big...
Yeah.
Secure in the knowledge that all of them are safe for at least another 3 days, Ula relax and enjoy their reward for the last time as a tribe. The next reward challenge will be competed for on an individual basis after the 2 tribes merge.
Tonight is the tribal council Halang have been dreading. It means they have to vote another of their tribe off the island. And consequently, they'll go into this merger numerically disadvantaged. 6 from Ula, just 4 from Halang. Who that 4 should be, the tribe will decide later today. As ever, the water run provides the privacy needed for discussion.
Who are you going to vote for?
You said Andy, didn't we?
Yeah,
Is that what you're thinking?
yeah. I mean, he's a really nice bloke. I feel really guilty. I do.
If I'm honest, I feel really guilty about it because I reckon he's given us he's given us 100% in everything he's done. We're just going to make sure that everybody
sticks to it.
Yeah, I'm going to have a chat with James
Yeah.
later on just to make sure he's clear what he's doing.
I don't know if Andy knows he's going.
Just packing my bag for tribal council, packing nice and early today. Make sure I get everything in, so I don't leave anything behind, just in case.
It'd be a crying shame if Andy went tonight, because he deserves it so much more than Adrian. And it is a little bit about deserving things, I think. To me, it's not playing the game. It's just like, okay, I've made friends with a couple of people, and that's the only thing that counts. I think it's a bit more than that.
From my point of view, the first immunity I want is the swimming one, I must admit.
You want the swimming one?
Well, if it's the first swimming immunity, then...
Fantastic. See you anyway, then.
Yeah, I can win that one.
I knew you wouldn't, because I'd whip your ass.
No way, girlie.
I think possibly Charlotte and Adrian do lean on each other emotionally as well. I think that's quite possible. They spend an awful lot of time in each other's company, far more than any of the other tribe members. And that's all I want to say.
You ready? Yeah. On your marks, get set, go!
Adrian just doesn't deserve to stay. That's what it really comes down to. He just has not got the right attitude. So as far as I'm concerned, he goes no further.
Yeah, I had a conversation with James this morning.
He's a nice fella.
I know. I hate to have to vote anyone
We wouldn't be in
else.
this position having to make the vote.
Yeah.
if we'd have won 2 challenges.
Well, what did you say? You
I said
said
the first one.
2 challenges,
Yeah, I said
didn't
the
you?
2 challenges. The first one he gave 100%. There's no, you can't fault anyone for that. The second one is a silly mistake that a 5-year-old school kid wouldn't have made.
Yeah.
You're going walking around the course. I wasn't even doing that part, but I knew that bit. You got to go under, touch a stone, back.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard? I could explain that to my 5-year-old sister.
So disheartening.
So he decided then, James for his 2 mistakes.
James?
James has 2 mistakes.
These are twisty. You know, you wouldn't expect to catch a blooming decent rat in this condition. Let alone a fish. Oh, we've got a stick. Aha! And a live one. We have got them. Right. I need to get my bucket. To win £1 million, or to get as far as you want to get in life, in anything, sometimes morals go out the window. But I've got 3 hours, I think, to still churn things over in my mind. But right now, I'm thinking, James, is the easiest option. He's the weakest of the trio in terms of the physical abilities. He's dropped a couple of mistakes. I'm not proud of it, but that's the game, isn't it, sometimes? And I'm in the game.
Now look at stupid tribal pets. My favourite occupation. I think being on this island might have made me a little bit more patient than I am at home. It certainly taught me at home I would not be as patient as I have been with people here. I generally snap much more quickly.
Since I've been on the island, I haven't really learned anything that I didn't already know about myself. Nothing really. Nothing really. I mean, as soon as I met everyone, I knew who I liked and who I didn't. I knew what it was going to be like. I know what I'd be like here, because I know myself. So I haven't really learned anything.
I'm sure you're aware that tonight is your last night as Halang. Tomorrow the remaining 4 of you will merge with the 6 from Ular to become 1 tribe. But before we vote on the 5 becoming 4, let's just talk about the next few days. Andy, 3 days ago you said you were determined that Halang would enter the merger on an equal footing with Ular. That hasn't happened. How has that affected the tribe?
I've been very surprised how relaxed we have all appeared to be after yesterday's tribal immunity challenge, and how relatively unaffected people appear to have been.
What about you, Simon? Have you considered the merger tomorrow? Is that weighing on your mind?
I'm quite positive about our prospects. I still think, because of all the spills and thrills and everything that's gone on over the last sort of 2 weeks, I still think there's another twist to tell.
Adrian, what are your concerns about the coming few days?
I think we're in trouble. I think if they're as close as we are, which they seem to be, that they're just going to pick us off. And the only hope is the last one of us left wins a couple of immunities in a row to break their groups up.
Well, it is time to vote now. Fairly crucial vote. James, will you start the voting, please?
Aid for attitude, bad attitude.
a number of reasons for this vote. Basically, it's been a team decision that myself and Simon and Adrian have come to, and it's based mainly on the fact of James's failure in the last 2 challenges.
I'll count the votes. Tomorrow Halang ceases to exist. 4 of you will continue your lives on this island. 1 of you will not. James. James.
It's me.
Adrian. 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 Adrian, could you fetch your torch and bring it to the stand, please?
Been shot.
You know that fire represents your life on this island. For you, your life on the island has come to an end. Could you extinguish your flame, please? Tribe has spoken, Adrian, you have to leave. The rest of you, could you take your torches and return to camp where you'll spend your last night as Halang. Tomorrow, you'll begin your new lives on the island. I'll see you in the morning.
Feeling shock. I'm really surprised. I was that sure and that cocky that I weren't going to get voted off, that I left my shorts, cap, shirt on the beach and just thought, fair enough, I'm not going to go tonight.
On day 1, your only topic of conversation was quitting. The only way you would survive on this island alone is if a burger chain opened a restaurant here.
I should imagine I was voted off because just maybe lack of effort around the camp.
At every opportunity of shirking your responsibilities and the challenges, you have taken it. I, along with the others, have carried you this far. I'm not prepared to carry you any further.
I did think I was a very good judge of character, but I'm beginning to doubt myself after the surprise that Simon's landed on me.
Nice guy, just not enough effort around the campsite to win £1 million. Got a lot to learn, mate.
If at any stage this morning you see Adrian with his hands off his hips, can you make sure you catch it for me?
He's Lazy Aid.
That's what they called him, although the one thing he did work hard at was making alliances. But not hard enough, as he became the 6th person voted off the island. Join us tomorrow for Adrian's story. On the next episode of Survivor, Ula and Halang cease to exist and the merged tribe of Sakutu is formed. The immunity challenge for its 10 members is to stand at sea for as long as possible, but the real challenge for many is how best to cope within the new tribe.
that our group is gone, that they're just going to destroy what was left of our group.